Hey guys, welcome back. This is the July episode of Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Detroit Tigers. It is July 1st. We are 53 and 24. Good for first place in the AL Central. A clean 12 and a half games ahead of the Cleveland Indians. So we're going to do international free agent signing. We're going to do first-year player draft, and we're going to go up to the trade deadline today. So we have a lot on the agenda, so let's get to it. And one of the first things I noticed when I ended last episode, I talked about what we need to do to improve, and I singled out a shortstop who is who can provide us some offense this season in place of Marcelo Meyer, who just isn't ready with the bat. He's hitting 181 right now. So I'd like to bring somebody in that maybe can provide some pop from that shortstop position. And one of the names on the trade block that really stood out to me is from a division rival, and I'm unsure if I should pull the trigger. And I'm gonna have to make that decision here on my own because you guys aren't watching, or you guys aren't here with me. But Tim Anderson. He is signed through the end of this season by the Chicago White Sox. He's not really hitting this year, but he's one season removed from a 3.5 win season, 19 home runs, hit 45 doubles, plays solid defense, has got some speed. I don't know what it would take to pry Tim Anderson away from the White Sox, but I feel like, that's their starting point. If that's what they're looking for, this is never going to work. But I feel like this is a move that a team that's in win now mode would go for. We have a shortstop who's ready to take over long term, but he's not ready yet. So do we have some prospects that the White Sox would be interested in as they're in rebuilding mode that would make this work? So Detroit can't. Right. That's the other thing is they would have to eat the entirety of Tim Anderson's contract because we have no money. And that was one of the things I talked about last episode as well, is that if I want to bring somebody in, I'm going to have to send some money back, and there's not really any money to send back. They want Green or Lou, and I'm not prepared to give up either of those players. We have a lot of shortstop prospects, and I'd be content with giving up multiple. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not going to mess with it right now. He's on the trade block. He's somebody I can look at. And then the other thing was maybe a starting pitcher. Matt Manning's out for another couple months. My Skubal, Flaherty are a really solid 1, 2, 3, but we don't have a lot. Like Hauser and Castillo are unknown at best at this point, and Mahoney struggled this year. So from a trade block perspective, pitchers, Kohei Arihara with the Whites, he's out for the year, so he's not an option. Jimmy Nelson, we talked about him last episode. They wanted a ton for him, so doesn't look like there's a lot there right now. Hopefully things change as we get closer to the trade deadline, but right now there aren't a lot of options. So we'll look at those as we go forward. But first things first, international amateurs. Jordan Castro, 3.5 star. Rodrigo Delgado and Rodrigo Cardena are your top three hitters. And Victor Del Toro is your top pitcher. Castro and Delgado are probably the two. I mean, he's very good defensively. It's probably more of he's got a 74 range. He could probably play center field. Very good speed. And Delgado isn't very good defensively. So I think Jordan Castro is the way we go here. He was better defensively. Wait a second. Did I just... Okay, I want to keep. I'm not in commissioner mode. I don't play in commissioner mode, but I just saw that when I offered that contract that we were negative in terms of international signing money. But again, because we have extra money in the budget, we can do that. So, yeah. All right, so that's what we did in terms of international. We're gonna go ahead and sim up to the draft. So let's do that. We'll do the draft, and then I'll do what I normally do, which is kind of go offline and see what I can do about trades. So Buxton suffers a setback. He's now going to be out for another 2 weeks. We did sign Jordan Castro. Nico Goodrum wants to come back. I'm sure he does. We won 6-2 and 12-4. Bryson Brigman with a good game. Jack Flaherty picks up his first win. Didn't pitch great, but it was okay. 3 earned runs in 6 2/3. Lou hit his 20th. Cool. So let's keep going to the draft. Yeah, it looks like, barring a horrible collapse, we have the Central locked up this season with a 57-24 record. Let's see. He's happy with us. Spencer Torkelson's a top 6 first baseman. He likes Luis Castillo, even though he's not pitching. He's very disappointed in our progress and the number of fans coming in, even though we're less than 1,000 fans below what he asked for. So, whatever. Expiring contract. I want to bring DeMonte back. Top 100 prospects. Elijah Green's down to 6th. We have 6 and 8, Green and Zarate. Elijah Green's starting to hit a little bit, 245. All right, well, he's coming along. So let's keep going. 57 and 24, 58 and 24 as we win again. And there's our first loss in a little while. Siani's eligible to come off the DL, which is perfect. So Daz Cameron, who's actually hit a bit since coming up, is going to go down. Siani comes up. We put Siani back in as our backup outfielder. I don't want to bat him against. I guess he's okay against lefties, but Yaz is better, so I think maybe we keep Yaz out there. Siani and Siani. And same thing here. Get Siani in as our backup outfielder. What is going on? Parwise Meadows not playing center. And Yaz in left. Siani. All right, cool. So we keep on winning. Keep on winning. And we still don't have the best record in the American League. The Angels are 61 and 24. Lost a couple in a row here. And there we go. So we go into the draft at 60 and 27. Casey Mize 12 and 2 on the year. Tariq Skubal 8 and 7. Jack Flaherty has picked up a couple of wins in 3 starts. Junior Fernandez has been just unbelievable this year. 49 strikeouts, 5 walks in 34 innings. We don't need to do a run through of the stats. I'm just glancing at some of this stuff. Yastrzemski's hitting for some power. Averages up a little bit since coming over. Yeah, team looks really good. Myers hitting. He's got his average up to 201. So maybe all that talk about bringing in Tim Anderson kind of shook him awake here, and that bat's come to life a little bit. So let's get to the draft. So we're picking 27th. So I think we just sim ahead to our pick. No reason to mess around too much. Who do they think we should take? Tim Gabauer, center fielder out of Cal State Fullerton. Looks like he has the potential to be a pretty good bat. Not very patient, but decent contact, good gap power, home run power is average, good avoid K. He's a center fielder with that arm, but he can play it with his range and his error, so he's not a bad player. Tim Gabauer, Eric McIntyre. We can pick up another shortstop. Excuse me. Look at pitchers. Alex Cordova. 3.5-star pitcher, already pretty developed. Not going to strike anybody out, but good movement, good control. He's got an 83. He's got good stamina. That may be the pick. Mark Adamiak. Oof, he looks really good too. Looks like he could end up as a future 2-arm. I think I'm going to go with the 23-year-old. He's a fly ball pitcher, though. And then you got Jeff Foster. Wow, 3 really good developed starting pitchers. You can never have too much starting pitching. So it's going to be one of these 3. Do we go with the soft tossing righty? Focuses on the task at hand. Do we go with Damiak, who has he's got 4 really, really good pitches, including a wipeout changeup? Or Jeff Foster, who's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitches to choose from. 56, 48, 55. So Damiak is going to have the better stuff. So I think it comes down to Foster or Cordova. And I think I like Foster. He's already the hardest thrower of the bunch. And I just love the fact that he's got 6 pitches. So we're going to go Jeff Foster with our number 1 pick. And he's got a great nickname, Hashiru Shogun. So Jeff Foster is our number 1 pick. Sim ahead. So both of those pitchers, by no surprise, are gone by the time we get to our 2nd pick. Let's go to batters. Who do they think we should take now? Eric McIntyre, who is this guy right here. He was that shortstop I talked about in the 1st round. Excuse me. Elite defensively, could play anywhere on the infield. Might make him a 3rd baseman with those ratings. The question will be, will he hit for enough contact? But I think that's the pick. Eric McIntyre. Let's go on to our next pick. Any pitching left? Cameron Clines. That movement is really bad, especially as an extreme fly ball pitcher. Josh Curtis. An 18-year-old, 6 feet, 175 pounds. He's a righty. He's going to end up potentially with good control, good movement. His stuff tries to prove himself to a fault. High leader, high work ethic. Josh Curtis, like the 18-year-old starter, actually. Jeff Istri, University of Florida. Yeah, we're going to stick with what we have. If Istri is there next round, we might take him. And he's not. All right, well, that's a shame. That's okay, though. Jamie Patterson. He's a bit of a D-bag, but low leader, low adaptability, low work ethic, low intelligence, but the kid can rake. I think we're going to go after Jamie Patterson just because he can hit. Maybe we can slap him into shape a little bit. Next, go after the power bat here in Danny Bennett. I mean, he's a first baseman, I think. No range, bad range, bad error, great arm. I like the power, though. I like the power from Danny Bennett, so we're going to go after him. All players. See if we have any pitchers that are hitters. Matthew Champion. Looks to be the best of the bunch, but it's not a very good bunch. Dylan Adkins, good stuff. His movement's meh. His control is meh. He's only 17. As a 17-year-old, though, he could get some more juice on that fastball. If his movement and control improve, he can play outfield positions as well. He's a decent enough hitter. Dylan Adkins. Take him. Anybody left? I think we'll take Champion. No, we won't. Who do they want us to take? Caden Muckley. He's another one who's kind of a tool bag, but he's really bad, so I don't think I'm going to make that move. Excuse me. Getting over a bit of a head cold here, so I'll do my best to edit out as many of those coughs as I can. I'm trying to record a bunch of episodes all at once because I'm getting my second COVID shot tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So I expect to be out of commission Tuesday and probably Wednesday. So I want to get this recorded now so that I don't fall behind. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything here that is standing out to me as a must-have pick. Maybe we can pick up someone like Emilio Saucedo and the random talent generator. He's good defensively. He's got great speed. Maybe his bat will come around. At 22, sure. Why not? And then from there, I'm going to let the AI finish up. Let's go in and negotiate. So Foster wants 3-4. We'll give him that. I know I could probably negotiate with these guys, but I'm not all that concerned about saving, $30,000 or $40,000 here and there. So we're just going to offer them what they're asking for and call it a day. Dylan Adkins was my last pick. Yeah. All right. So we are 60-27. We have the second best offense in the American League and the second best pitching staff in the American League. Offensively, I don't think we need to do a whole hell of a lot. We'll be getting Buxton back here in a week. Stick him back in the lineup, and we should be good there. If Meyer can continue to improve that bat, if he can get up to 230 this year, 240, I will be thrilled. And we have our shortstop, and we don't have to worry about it. From a pitching perspective, I would still like to pick up another starting pitcher. Castillo's down to 2 stars. Hauser is, he's been okay since coming over. 7 starts, 44 innings, 2-3 with a 4.26. But I would like something better. And again, the problem is from a financial standpoint, we have no money. So I don't know where we're going to be able to find that player, but maybe if we can find someone. Wow, Juan Soto is on the trade block for Washington. Bieber is on the trade block. Interesting. So there are some pitchers here that are on the block. If we can find a team to eat the salary, and then make the move, like Archer isn't making a lot of money, so maybe that's somebody we can go after. Alcantara, he's been pretty good this year. That might not be bad if we can get them to eat the salary. Bieber's obviously a pipe dream. That's where I'd love to go, but maybe that's a move we can talk about in the offseason. If they don't re-sign him, I would be completely okay with giving up a draft pick. We could always bring back Robbie Ray, who pitched really, really well for us last season. 84 strikeouts in 59 innings. He's not getting paid a ton. He's on a really nothing contract. So there are a couple of pitchers here that we can look at. Mike Soroka, he's out for a long time, so never mind. So, all right, so that's the plan here for the next section. Let's sim up to the All-Star game. We'll see who made the All-Star teams and kind of go from there. Marcelo Meyer is day-to-day for a week. That's fine. He can keep playing. Second best record in baseball, or third best record, I guess, behind the Dodgers. Los Angeles. The Los Angeles market, 128-50 so far this year in baseball. Ahmed Rosario leads the AL in hitting. Eloy Jimenez is number 2. Brandon Marsh, number 3. Trout leads the AL in home runs. Jimenez is second in RBIs. Andrew Vaughn is third. Trout, okay, there we go. So we win again. So we're 62-28 going into the All-Star break. Anything interesting happen? Doesn't appear. Foster signed. So let's disable his promotion, and we're going to put him in A-ball right away. Jamie Patterson was the 4th round pick. We're going to leave him where he is. We will disable his promotion. Dylan Adkins was our 6th round pick. We'll leave him where he is. I'm not going to do anything with his AI promotion. Look at the All-Star prospects. Did we have anybody make it here? Cam Collier. He's starting to hit a little bit in rookie ball. I think we got to move him up. Let's move him up to A-ball. See if we can force that development a little bit. Christian Santana is in rookie ball, and I mean he's hitting. I don't know how much of a future he has. He might be somebody we use in a trade. 1.5-star, 2-star, and no outfielders. So Elijah Green didn't make it. Okay, that's fine. And the All-Star game rosters. So Casey Mize makes it 12-2. Old friend James Paxton continues to pitch well in Minnesota. Junior Fernandez makes it, 26 saves and a .5 ERA. Carson Kelly, Spencer Torkelson, Christian Arroyo. So the Detroit Tigers are well represented in this year's All-Star game. Cool. All right, so let's look at, what do we want to look at? We don't want to look at anything. I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead now to the end of the month. In that meantime, I will be looking for deals to improve the squad. So hang tight, and we'll be back at the end of the month. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, July 31st, 2024, and we just keep on winning. 20-3 in April, 16-12 in May, 17-9 in June, 18-7 with 1 game left here in July. We are 71-31, 20 games up in the AL Central. Best record now in the American League. It's just been that kind of season for us. And we did make a couple of trades, so we'll take a look at those really quickly. One of them I hinted at. The other one was more out of necessity than anything else. So we traded Roberto Campos, who was down to 2 stars, but it was somebody that, and he was Rule 5 eligible this year, and it was somebody that kept showing up in trade offers from other teams, so I felt like there was some value there. So 21-year-old, he's got some power potential, not going to be a good defensive player or base runner, just has a pretty good bat. Looks like he's in the majors. Sox called him up. So Campos and Daniel DeMonte, who is just a 22-year-old filler, 1.5 stars, was in Double-A for us. He is in rookie ball for the Red Sox. And in return, we pick up Chris Archer, with the Red Sox retaining the entirety of his contract for this year, and there's a vesting option for next year that's 180 innings. I don't know if he's going to reach it. Looks like he's going to be close. But in 2 starts for us so far, he got pulled from his first start after 4 innings with an injury, but Went 7 in his second, gave up 1 run, struck out 10. So 11 strikeouts and 11 innings through 2 starts so far. He will slide comfortably into the middle of our rotation. And because of that made us basically our entire pitching staff is I can't send anybody down, or anybody that I would want to send down I can't send down because they're out of options. So we had to make a move, and that move was Colton Mahoney. So Mahoney had struggled this season. I just offered him up to see what I could get in return, and I got a pretty good bat in return. So Colton Mahoney goes to the San Francisco Giants, where he was 4-3 with us this year with a 4.86 ERA. He was ARB eligible after this season. Was good for us last year, 4-4 in 13 starts with a 3.79. Extreme ground ball pitcher. I wasn't crazy about giving him up, but had to make a move to clear the space for Chris Archer. And we pick up Bryce Ball, a 26-year-old, sort of a late bloomer, but I mean, that's a bat right there, guys. I mean, that is a solid bat. He's going to spend the rest of the season in AAA for us. You can see he's already hitting .361 in AAA with a home run and 6 knocked in. So I would pick up some offensive talent in return for Colton Mahoney, and that does it for the trade deadline. I mean, still technically one day, but I think we're pretty well set. So we are 71-31, 20 games up. Let's take a look at the stats. We'll look at the league leaders, and then we'll call it an episode. So pitching, Tarik Skubal, he's 8-8. He sort of slipped over the last couple of months, at least in terms of his record. And I mean, his ERA in May and June wasn't very good. He was 1-2 with a 5.45. But the BABIP is really high, so I don't know how much of that is luck. And I mean, ultimately, he's fine. 121 innings, 121 hits, 125 innings. He's striking out 3 per 1, averaging more than a strikeout an inning. I'm fine with what he's done. Junior Fernandez has been just absolutely lights out this year. A .76 whip, 2.1 WAR as our closer. We talked about Archer. Cleonel Perez, we've been able to use him exclusively as a reliever this year, and he's been really good, following up last year's really good season. Adrian Hauser moved into the bullpen once we picked up Archer. I think he'll be good there for us. You can see 5 1/3 scoreless out of the bullpen so far, so I think he'll be a solid bullpen piece for us. Casey Mize, after just a nightmare of a season last year, 5-11, he's 12-2 this year. Hasn't won a game in a while though. When was his last win? Was on the 10th, so it's been almost 3 weeks since his last victory. Still on pace for 19 wins, 124 strikeouts, 124 innings, striking out almost 3 per every one walk. Giving up less than a home run and a half per 9. He's been good. Zach Pop has been really good as well this year, 1.66 ERA. Castillo, I don't know how he's doing it, but he's winning ball games. He's 11-5. He's on pace to win 17 games for us. Thought about moving him into the bullpen when we picked up Archer, but he just keeps winning. So, I mean, he's given us he's basically given us 3 runs in 6 innings in almost every start on average. So I can't complain. And we'll just leave him in the 5 spot. Jack Flaherty's back. 7 starts. He was 3-1 with a 4.35. He's coming along nicely. Still walking a few too many. I think 4.1 per 9. But that control, it's his control is fine. So I think he'll be all right. Excuse me. I guess it's a little bit high. No, it's high. He's about a 1.5 walks per 9 higher than what he's done in the past. So, but I think plug him into our rotation. He's been fine. Crow, Hess, Little, and Rolliston have all done decent work out of the bullpen, striking out a lot of hitters. So that's our pitching staff. Offensively, things have been really, really nice. Parker Meadows following up his Rookie of the Year campaign with another nice season, 3.3 WAR. Christian Arroyo has been a godsend for us at second base, hitting over 300 with a 900 OPS and a 129 OPS plus. Byron Buxton is back from injury. What's probably his final season in Detroit. Hitting really well, playing great defense. He's been more than what we could have hoped when we picked him up. at the end of season 1 for a pitcher who never threw a pitch for us. And that's the most amazing thing about it. We picked up Byron Buxton for Mike Clevenger, who never threw a pitch for us. We picked up Clevenger. He was injured for the year, and we moved him for the reigning MVP. So good deal for us there. Torkelson, 25 home runs, average up to 273. He's on pace for 40? 40 home runs, 113 runs knocked in. I'll take it. Lou, as a rookie, 22 home runs, 59 knocked in, 365 on base percentage. Average is a little light, but we knew that's what we were going to get out of him. But it's still, his contact has improved throughout the course of the year. He's going to be an animal moving forward, an absolute animal. Carson Kelly having another good season. We're not going to be able to afford him, unfortunately. I don't think, unless we get a huge bump to our budget in the offseason, which is a shame. Ali Sanchez has been fine. Don't get me wrong, 760 OPS out of Ali, but Carson Kelly has been absolutely phenomenal for us in two full seasons. And his half season. Colton Welker continues to just rake in a little bit more than part-time play, 940 OPS. That BABIP is obviously unsustainable, but so far so good. Jung-Hoo Lee, his rookie season has been quite successful as well, an 861 OPS. He's actually been really below average defensively. That's a bit of a surprise with those ratings. It's all right. He's a good stick. Talked about Sanchez. Bryson Brigman hitting 303, so that Rule 5 pick for us has worked out nicely as he's played really, really well as a backup middle infielder. Mike Yastrzemski, not really hitting since he came over for us, since we picked him up in the trade. He'll likely be a non-tender candidate when the season ends, as he is still ARB eligible. Nico Goodrum isn't really hitting either. He's getting some value defensively, I think. Actually, not even really defensively either. He's been below average pretty much everywhere. It's a bit of a surprise. And then Marcelo Meyer, average back down below 200 at $1.95, but he does have 21 doubles, so he's providing a little bit of pop. I think he's below average defensively too. So let's quickly. Anderson's hurt. He's out for 2 weeks. What would it take for you to give us Tim Anderson now that we're at the trade deadline, White Sox? Okay. Our 4 best prospects. That's not going to happen. Will Sanders has been phenomenal, by the way. 6-0 with a 1.93 ERA. We'll probably call him up soon. He will absolutely be part of the rotation next season. But we'll get to this in a second. But we moved Collier up to single A to try to force the development a little bit, and he's come along nicely, hitting 316 and with a 395 on base percentage in 11 games. Green's up to 271. That's good. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, they want one of our top prospects. So we're going to live or die with Marcelo Meyer, I think. We're just going to run with that. Let's look at the league leaders. We'll look at our prospects, and then we'll call it an episode. So American League batting leaders, Eloy Jimenez is first in hitting. Jung-Hoo Lee is 6th. Trout leads with 30 home runs. Jared Walsh, 87 RBIs. Trout in on base. Trout in OPS. Trout in WAR. Mike Trout having a Mike Trout season. Jimenez leads in slugging. Torkelson's 5th. Luis Arraez leads in hitting. Lee's 3rd in hits. 121 hits for Jung-Hoo Lee. So that's nice to see. Mike Trout leads in run scores. Parker Meadow is 4th. Bregman leads in doubles. Jimenez in total bases. Lucius Fox is 38 steals. Yoan Moncada has already struck out 145 times on the season. 190 OPS plus for Trout, so he's having himself quite a year. National League hitting. C.J. Abrams leads the league in batting. Then 3 Dodgers, Seager, McKinstry, and Betts. Bellinger leads in home runs, Gallo in RBIs, McKinstry in on-base percentage, and OPS. Zach McKinstry leading the National League in OPS. And if you're following along on my GM Games over on the General Manager Games channel. I have McKinstry on my Rockies playthrough, and he's not anywhere close to this. That's a damn shame. Wish I could have gotten this version of Zach McKinstry. Bellinger leads in WAR. Seager leads in hits. Anything else interesting? Hunter Renfroe with a 333 ISO. Wow, he's having a year. So pitching leaders in the National League. Josiah Gray, 2.32 ERA. Clayton Kershaw with the Dodgers with 12 wins. Drew Rosinski leads in losses. Not something you want to be leading in. Starlin Castro has 31 saves. Woodruff leads in innings pitched. Max Scherzer in WAR. Scherzer with the Giants now. Junior Santos with the Mets. Oh, wow. Look at him. Wowee, as they say. 146 strikeouts. He also leads in walks. Scherzer, 7 Ks per walk. Josiah Gray, .87 whip. Also leads in ERA. He's 7-0. He's having quite a year for the Dodgers. Let's look at the American League. Then we'll get to our prospects, and then that will be that. Griffin Canning leads in ERA. Casey Mize is 4th. Godley in wins, tied with Casey Mize. Luis Castillo is tied for 2nd in wins. Junior Fernandez leads the league in saves still. Tony Gonsolin leads in WAR at 2.7. Squall's right there, though, at 2.6. Heaney in innings pitched and strikeouts. He's having a good year. He's only 6-6, though. Savali, 6.1 Ks per walk. Luis Gil, 12 Ks per 9. Any other Tigers on here? Doesn't appear to be. Casey Mize, 14 quality starts. Cleonel Perez, 15 holds. Junior Fernandez, 20. What's a shutdown? Probably a perfect inning, I would imagine. Cool. Historical simulation accuracy. Oh, God, I'm not even going to try to mess with that right now. All right, let's look at our prospects. Do we still have the top minor league system? We do. Lou is 1st, Green is 7th, Zarate is 10th, Myers 17th, and Jordan Castro, who is our international signing this year, is 30th. So Zarate will stay in the international complex through the end of this year. We will move him up next season. Lou, we've talked about. Green is up to 271, so I think it's time to move him to high A as the development is coming along. I mean, he can already be a major league outfielder defensively and on the base pass. That bat just needs to come along. Let's look at the pipeline. Do it this way. So we've already gone through all these guys. Cam Collier we talked about. He's hitting a little bit. Lee is fine. Will Sanders, I'll call him up soon. I mean, there's no reason not to. If we get an injury or if one of our starters starts to struggle, we'll leave him where he is. Christian Santana, we're going to leave him in rookie ball even though he's hitting enough to get called up. So we'll disable and call him up to A ball. Juan Saldana was another international signing last year. We'll leave him there. Bryce Ball, we'll leave him in AAA. We talked about him. Bishop is hitting really well in A ball. We'll move him up to high A. Bishop's going to fall behind some people here, namely Elijah Green, but hopefully he'll end up okay. Kai Caranto and Justin Rodriguez and Hector Cardenas. We have 3 shortstops who are all 2.5 star, and they're all in the same. Well, I guess these 2 guys are on the same team. Chance Mako struggling this year, but we'll leave him and let him continue to just work through it. Samuel Dutton, he looks fine where he is. Siani's already up. So that is a prospect look. So I think when we get to next episode, it'll be September 1st, and we'll do the rest of the regular season and the postseason. Let me know your thoughts on my draft day selections and our trade deadline moves. Let me know what you think about the move for Chris Archer. If you feel like I should have done more, let me know what you think I should have done. And we will talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.